Hello, and we're back. We are graphing basic trigonometric functions in degrees. We're going to start with y equals sine x. Now you'll notice that my coordinate plane here has degrees, 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. And if you remember, hopefully, that when you when you take the sine of 0 degrees, it's 0. Hopefully we remember the sine of all these things. Sine of 90 degrees is 1. Sine of 180 degrees is 0. Sine of 270 degrees is -1. And sine of 360 degrees is 0 again. So it's a periodic function because it actually goes in a cycle. Okay? So we're going to plot those points. Boom, 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 boom. Now, I'm not going to put it in my table of values, but if you find the sine of 30, 45, and 60 degrees, it's going to go like this. Okay? And if I found the sine of 120, 135, and 150 degrees, it would go down like this. Okay? And the same thing for all the degrees in here. So it actually forms a curve that looks like that. Okay? And it keeps continuously repeating just like that. So it would go up again here. It would also go down to there, go to here, and go to here. Okay? So that is y equals sine of x. Now, a few things I want to point out about it. It starts at 0, 0, okay? So at the y-axis, it's at 0. It's also in the middle of its thing. So you can think of it in terms of, there's a middle line here. You see the middle line. It bisects the curve. In this case, the axis is the middle line. Notice that it goes one above the middle line as well as one below the middle line. Okay? So, you'll notice that the middle line is the axis, as I said, and how far above and below that middle line, that's called the amplitude. So, in this case, you see that the amplitude is 1. Okay? It's 1. And that's actually an invisible 1 here. That's the amplitude. Okay? Alright. Now there's no vertical shift. The middle line is at 0. If there was a vertical shift, it would be right here. And finally, let's talk about the period. Okay? The period is how long it takes to repeat itself. You can start wherever you want on the curve. How long will it take to repeat itself? So you see that it goes like this, and then boom, it starts to repeat. That's after 360 degrees. You can think of it like this. It starts here. Then it starts to repeat. See, that's this distance is 360 degrees. That's the period. You could also start from peak to peak, from here to here, right? That's also 360 degrees. No matter where you start, you'll see that it repeats itself every, in this case, 360 degrees. So the period is 360 degrees, and that is true for y equals sine x. Okay, you'll also see it's true for y equals cosine x. Alright, so we're going to go down here, and we're going to take a look at y equals cosine x. Okay, now, it's very similar to y equals sine x. We're going to do the same inputs. Okay. But y equals cosine x, remember that cosine of 0 is 1. Cosine of 90 degrees is 0. Cosine of 180 degrees is -1. 270 is 0. And 360 is back to 1. So, it looks like this. Okay? And again, it'll follow these same few dots there. Okay, so it goes like this, and then it comes back up and goes like that. And it does the same thing on this side. Now, messed up a little bit over there. So, you'll see that it repeats in the same way that y equals sine x repeats. Okay? So again, the period is going to be 360 degrees. You can think of it from here to here, or from here to here, however you want to think of it. 360 degrees, same period. And also, just like sine of x, it's the same amplitude. You can see that this distance here and this distance here, okay? That's 1. That's the amplitude. Okay? So there's an invisible 1 there, and that's the amplitude. Okay? So that's how to graph y equals sine x and y equals cosine x. You'll notice cosine is different because it starts at the peak. At the y-axis, it's at the peak. Okay? So, one way to think of it is that cosine, for cosine x, it looks like this. It starts at the peak and goes down and ends at the peak, or starts to repeat at the peak. Versus sine of x starts in the middle and goes up and then down and then back up. Okay? There's the middle line here. There's the middle line here. Okay? So those are the two basic trig functions that we're looking at today. I hope that helped your understanding, and we will see you next time. Toodles!